I will link the video up here. So the video is talking about how we prepare for the year 2023. Please watch that, and then let's talk about now planning our goals and how to achieve them in a 12 weeks year. So what is 12 weeks year? If I'm talking about 12 weeks year, so what exactly is a 12 weeks year plan? So this is a system or a method on planning our goals and how to achieve our goals that was initially introduced by an author called Brian. There's a book called the 12 weeks year. 12 weeks year, actually that's the title of the book. It's 12 weeks year. And he gives a concept of how organizations can really get much done. It's more of increasing productivity in a period of 12 weeks instead of having to focus on an entire year which has 12 months. So just to mention something that came across my mind. So I came along this concept a while back, I think sometimes last year, but I have always been one of those people who look at a year in a 12-month cycle, and I'm like, I want to get rich, and I'm like, I have 12 months to get rich, you know. And when the first time I saw this concept, I didn't really think much into it. I listened, of course, I listened to the book as well. I'm not one to really read books, but I love listening to podcasts and audiobooks. So I listened. I've been taking time to listen and just learn through the books. And then as the quarter was beginning, I realized that a lot of organizations are actually approaching their employees and asking departmentals, what are your goals for this quarter? And that got me thinking, if organizations, if you're currently employed like yourself, your organization has already planned for the Q1 2023. Your organization has come to you as an individual and told you, so Nancy, what goals do you have for your department come this quarter? And when I was thinking about that, I was like, if you're able to plan and have goals for the department you're working for in your current role where you're employed, why don't you have your Q1 goals for yourself, you know? And why don't you have like your own goals, your own things that you want to achieve by the end of the quarter? And when I was thinking about that, I was like, okay. Actually, the 12 weeks year concept works, makes sense, and we are going to jump into it. So welcome again. If you haven't subscribed, please make sure you do. My name is Caroline, and we will be having fun in this video, talking about self-development, talking about mindfulness, and talking hair and lifestyle. All the nice things. Anyway, yeah, so 12 weeks here is where instead of now looking at an year and having your goals spread in an entire year, you're able to have your long-term goals. Maybe there's something you want to buy a car worth a certain amount of money by the end of the year, but now you're planning and breaking your goals into small quarter, let's say 12 weeks, it's a quarter rather. So you're breaking your goals into Q1, Q2, Q3, and then you're able to prioritize some goals for each and every quarter. So for an example, I'll give you an example of something maybe I have in mind. So one of my goals for this year is to it's basically go back to school and get some courses done, get satisfied and accredited to do some of these things. So if that is the long-term goal I have for the year, what can I do in Q1 that will make me make some progress in achieving the end goal that I have? So I'll be sharing with you the template that I'm using. And as I'm speaking about templates, something I want to say is I'm using a template that was shared by another YouTuber. Her name is Montel B. Thank you for sharing this, Montel. So what I did, I took the template and then I added a field to feel, you know, personal, to feel like it is mine. And I'm going to share the initial, I will show you how mine looks like. If you get interested with how mine looks like, please comment below. I'll share mine, but I'm going to share the initial template that Montel shared so that you can get started with this and get your life, you know, going. It's a plan. We are planning for our 2023, and in Jesus' name we are going to achieve all these goals we have for ourselves. So why 12 weeks? So 12 weeks honestly is a very it's long enough for us to make progress. It's not really about getting to the end goal, because I believe when it comes to your own development, I believe when it comes to life, there's no end goal. You'll get the certain amount of money you want this year and you'll want more next year. So it's more about making progress to get to the goal that you have. So it's long enough for you to make progress and see the visible progress you can make, but it's also short enough that you can actually look back and see what you have been able to do and what you have not been able to do. So I will share with you my template. I will discuss more of those ideas, but the idea of the 12 week year, just to mention here, I had some notes written down, so please allow me to look down. So the whole idea of 12 weeks plan is to make progress. The mark is small enough to have an end, like you have an end. 12 weeks, it's just 12 weeks and not 12 months, you get. So there is an end there, and but also long enough to make actual progress. So the goal here is to make progress. The goal here is to be very intentional with the growth that you want to see. The goal here is the execution part. So it's one thing to dream about something, it's another thing to plan about achieving something, but it is entirely something different for you and me to sit down, get to work and execute these goals we have. So the 12-year plan is, if you listen to it and you don't have maybe a plan on how you can achieve this, it can be overwhelming, because you can say, I'm going to do this in the next 3 months, but if you've not written down your vision and presented it to God, hallelujah, then you probably miss a mark. But when you write something down and you be intentional with it, how you're going to track it, what you're going to do, you know, what you're going to create, the new habits and all this those stuff, you are able to really get into that. So let me get into my template. Let me just share with you. I don't want this video to be so long, so let me share with you my template with you guys so that you can see what I've been able to do with mine. I'll talk about the things we talked about in the last video. Alright guys, so here I am just going to show you briefly how my template looks like. So this is what I have, and for me vision or images are very important. So I have included, for me, the title of course is 2023 life plan, and then I have some of the images that I want to really drive and identify with me this year. So I have one about money that says money flows into my life abundantly and effortlessly. Yes, I want to attract money, I want to make money, so it was important for me to put a money quote or money image on there. And then I have a smile, I have this feminine energy woman, you know, just a woman in her element. I want to be that. I want to become what God created me to be. There's an image of a lady with a daughter. I want to take as much time as possible with my kid, make memories, take vacations and things like that. So that has been there on that image. There's one of a bikini lady, there's one of documentation, there's one of a cam. So on this, it's just a cover photo, so you can have one image that you want to resonate with this year, but you can also use Canva to just come up with something that you want to use as your cover, template cover. And then once you have that, all you have to do is to use a thumbnail. I think a YouTube thumbnail is enough, because there are so many images that are in this, but we'll get into that. So down below I have the drive. So these are just some of the words I want to relate with this month. So 2023 life plan, I am becoming the woman God created me to be. 2023, I grow, I impact, I make more money, I smile, I dance, I laugh, I love, I win, I learn, I become. So those are some of the words that I want to relate with. Those are some of the things that I want to be doing. My word for this year is basically becoming, but for me to be becoming, I need to also include some other bits, and that is why I have these other words on there as well. So you have your year, you have already done that reflection, you know what drive you want to, you know, like you want what drives you this year. So include such words, or what you really want to be your words of the year in your life plan. So you can write anything, the space is quite big, you can leave as much comment as you want, but this is now about planning. And when I see these things, I'll be reminded that, Caroline, you're working to becoming, so you have to be impactful, you have to, you know, to be happy. Honestly and genuinely, that is a goal I have. I want to go back to the person I was, a lot of smiling, a lot of laughing, and genuinely just being happy with myself. So if we go down here, I have this part where we have 2023 feels like. Guys, I remember the last the last video I gave an example, not an example, but an exercise where I was telling you guys, embody the person you want to become and feel that person, like feel it, you know. So in this part, 2023 feels like I've added a bit of emotions, not really emotions, but also words that are going to guide me and how I want to feel in this year. And some of these words, what I have here is, I want to feel happy, I want to be impactful, I want to feel growth, I want to feel disciplined, I want to feel healed, I want to feel abundant, I want to feel aligned with my goal and with God. You know, I want to feel like I'm consistently doing something that I'm supposed to be doing, and more importantly, I want to be creative, you know. So these are the words, the feels that I want to feel. And then down below here we have 2023 looks like. So how 2023 looks like is also a part of the cover photo for me. So we have more like a better view of how the image looks like. We have my business, I have a hair business, so I want it to flourish. I want to help women feel confident in their hair. I want to go to the gym, I want to eat well. I want a partner, and I want a God-fearing and a praying partner. I want certifications. I want to go back and do my coaching courses, or just something that I'm passionate about. So that is, I have that in an image. And when I open this page, I'm reminded on what I am working towards for, you know. So those are the things I wanted to include. You can include this, or you can have it your way, but I'm just showing you this is another way that you can do it. If you're the person who sees images and get motivated, then this is the format for you. If not, then do what works for you. Do what works for you. So let's go on to now the intentions and the other bits I have on the template. Just give me a minute. Yes, so sorry about that. I'm working with a tool that I have to be, after 5 minutes I need to go back and do this, so excuse that. So the next part we have my 2023 intentions looks like this. So basically this is just a part where you put your intentions, so you can write anything. So personally, I have built my personal brand and business, create impactful content, grow my income streams, travel with my baby, get active, you know, body active by working out at least 3 times a week, manage my time well, and to be able to accomplish my day-to-day, diversify my savings and minimize unwarranted spending. So those are just some of the intention that I'm looking to really be very intentional about this year. So you can also include what your intentions look like. My eye is twitching, I don't know what's happening. Anyway, so you can include your intentions for the year. So that is just a part for you to put what are you intentional about. And then from there we have 2023 quarterly overview. So for the overview, is just an overview for how the year is. So we have Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. So I filled in my Q1 overview. So start my coursework, build on personal brand and business, and also grow my YouTube channel. So I have this channel, I have another channel where I post job leads. So I want to grow those 2 channels, and these are my priority for this quarter, and that is why I have that in Q1. So if you have your plan already, you can fill in the intentions for Q2, Q3, and Q4. Now, another reason why I have not filled the Q2 and Q3 and Q4 is because this is the first time I'm doing this. So I want to take as much as learning as I can. So at the end of Q1, I'll be able to sit down and see this actually worked, this didn't work, and also now make the changes when it comes to Q2. So if you're like me, do that. If you can have everything organized and set, please go ahead and set your Q1 to Q4 plan. So now the planning bit, we have Q1. You have your priorities. So we have my coursework, build my personal brand, and then grow my YouTube channels. So if you look at this, ignore the spelling mistakes, please. So what you have under each priority, we have what are the strategy you have. So you're saying you want to grow your YouTube channel. So how are you going to do that? So for example, for me, I need to be posting 2 videos every week. I have to post 2 daily leads job on my work, channel. I have to batch create, or when I'm shooting, I need to shoot more content that can last me like a week, or 2 weeks if possible. And then it's me enjoying creating and putting out content that I really enjoy, and also just involving God in my planning, in my creation, and my posting. So those are the strategy that I want to work with. So it's not about you just planning, but what strategy do you have? So you have this as a goal. How are you going to achieve it? And that is why I love this template so much. It's asking you questions that you really have to think about. You have to come up with answers, and those answers are going to direct you straight to where you want to be. So on this, so we have broken it again into months. So if you open at the month of January, you will see that we have like the week 2, week 3. Mine has started at week 2 because I started doing this last week. That was the second week of January. So it's starting at week 2. So research on coursework, bulk content, and finalize on this is finalized on what? On my brand development and stuff. I don't want to go, okay, let me just share. But anyway, it's just where you're putting your priorities, and then each and every week, what are you willing to do? What are you doing? So that is what you feel in here. And then the most exciting bit about this template that I'm going to mention is the daily tracker. So the daily tracker, you're basically going to be filling in the things that you've done. So I don't know why my Mondays are all ticked. Apologies for that. Oh, sorry, yeah. I did this on a Monday, so you're able to post, you're able to manage post on my business page, personal page. I spent time with God, I worked out, and I did some learning. So each and every day when you do something, so we have the things that you want to do, name them one by one, and then you have the days. So what happens is, in every day that you do this thing, you have to come back on here and you have to like mark it as done. So that is one thing that I really love about this template. And if you're intentional about getting, and actually if you're intentional about making things work for yourself, if you're intentional about growth, I'm very sure you're going to enjoy this. So that is how it looks like. And then lastly but not least, so this happens in each and every month. So every month you'll have probably different priorities, different things you want to achieve, different ways you want to do your things. So have them there, and then the tracker, you'll just be coming here and marking when you do stuff. So that we have for month 1, just January. Then we have for February the same thing, and then for March the same thing. So again, you don't have to fill in everything at once. If you're one person who takes learnings from doing something, take the learnings in the first month, do your January bit. If there are things you need to change, if there are things you want to include, if there are things you want to deduct from your routine and from your habits, then change that when it comes to February and March. So, and then lastly but not least, we have something here where you can now really rate how you feel you are faring in life. So we have different aspects of life. We have physical health, we have spiritual, we have habits, career, relationship with family, with partners, emotional, society, community, energy, and hobbies. So what you're supposed to do here, you're supposed to rate, rating in terms of, if you look at your life right now, how would you rate your relationship with God? That is when it comes to your spiritual. How spiritual are you? If you are at a 4, you're going to rate it a 4. And then if you come to your current reality, this is just something you're going to type. So for example, for me, I feel I have really not been very intentional with my spiritual work, not really work, but my relationship with God. And then you're going to put your vision in 1 year, and then priority. So priority is how is it a priority for you right now as we start the year, or it's not? And then you're going to put a rating on how you want it to the year to end. So the good thing about this template as well, it is actually free. This is the free version of Notion, so you can do it, you can access it, and you can create your own things, your own angle, how you exactly want them to be. So that is it. That is the 12 years week, guys. Thank you so much for actually watching. I have enjoyed sharing that with you. So again, I said we have to win, and I want to have a community of people who believe that they can do anything. We have to be delusional, and you know, don't let people insecurities and limitations really limit what you can do. And you know, their scarcity mindset is something that we don't have. We don't want that energy near us. We have to go, we have to really get what we were meant to be. We have to become the people that we were meant to be. So I hope you get to read more about the 12-week year plan. I know the information I've given here is quite limited. Again, the link of the book will be on the description box. The link of the template will be on the description box. Do what works for you. Don't do what any other person is doing. Do what works for you. And more importantly, is you executing the plan, is you putting on the work, not just planning. If you're planning and you not do anything, then there's no need. Plan, have the Notion template, and get to work. Get to work. So guys, that is it from me today. I know I have shared a bit of my goals, but it is what it is. I'll be seeing you guys on the next week when we now talk about discipline and what have to change in our discipline, in our routine, so that we can get to achieve our goals for this year. So see you guys.